Hello and welcome to this week's newscast from PEI. I'm Kelvin Ross. In this week's headlines, Toshiba wins an order to supply equipment for a combined cycle power plant in Mexico. Japan is tipped to become a major player in smart grid development, and coal was the dominant power source in the UK in the first quarter of this year. Toshiba has won an order to supply 2 sets of steam turbines and generators for the Norte 3 combined cycle power plant in Mexico. Toshiba will supply 2 sets of 175 megawatt steam turbines and generators. Delivery of the equipment will start in August 2016 and the plant is due to come online a year later. Norte 3 will be owned and operated by Spanish engineering company Abengoa, which is also the EPC contractor for the project. Once built, the plant will be one of the largest in Mexico, with a capacity of 925 megawatts. With thermal power accounting for 70% of total capacity in Mexico, demand for combined cycle gas turbine systems is expected to grow substantially in the next few years. Japan could become one of Asia Pacific's top markets in smart grid development, but it has significant hurdles to overcome according to a new report. The analysis from research firm Global Data says that Japan's increased focus on smart grid deployment is part of its plans to boost energy efficiency and renewable power generation. Last year, Japan's Ministry of Energy initiated a new program to encourage microgrid development in Japan. With a budget of $7 million annually for 3 years, the program makes funding available for independent demonstration projects. But Global Data warns that the proliferation of renewable projects in Japan is hindered by numerous difficulties with connecting to the grid, which is currently divided into 10 regions and operated by 10 different utilities. This is compounded by the fact that it had previously taken around 3 to 4 years for developers to overcome all the regulatory hurdles involved in implementing renewable projects. However, Japan has learnt from this experience and has now cut the regulatory waiting time to less than 2 years. Renewables accounted for only 10% of Japan's total installed capacity in 2014, but Global Data now expects this to grow to 19% by 2025. The UK witnessed an increase in coal-fired power generation in the first quarter of this year. Energy data analyst Napsys found that coal was the dominant source of power in the first 3 months of the year, accounting for 33% of the country's fuel mix. It outperformed both combined cycle gas plants and nuclear power stations. Napsys director Paul Verrill said that in the first 3 months of the year, coal prices were sufficiently low to allow coal plants to generate power whenever they were available. He added that the general drive to move thermal generation from the higher emitting coal stations to newer gas-fired plants is going to need significant growth in carbon costs and static or falling gas prices. That's all for this week. Thanks for watching and we'll see you again soon.